Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. We have this nice tough book, Panasonic. This is CF54 Mark III. This is a computer that we received the motherboard for, right? And we did the BIOS reset because it had a administrative passport and the BIOS or cloud managed, whatever, what have you. And the customer received the board, put it back in, and the computer doesn't boot or something like that. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but essentially, it doesn't seem to work after the BIOS reset. So now we have a few possibilities. Obviously, number one would be to blame us, and the BIOS reset was not done properly. But I'm gonna keep that as a possibility, but very unlikely. Number two, when you reassemble the laptop, perhaps the technician forgot to plug some cable or something like that. It happens more often than you might expect. I've dealt with that many times. It just, I do something, it doesn't work, and I say, okay, well then, say I do BIOS or I resolder something and something like that. It doesn't work, so I dig the board back again and I blame the last thing that I did, but I didn't notice that, oh, I forgot that little wire over there, or maybe power button wasn't connected or something like that. Number three possibility, or actually perhaps even number one, if we arrange it by likeliness, either during disassembly or reassembly, some component was knocked off the board, some cap got crushed, something like that. Or during shipping, right? If I remember correctly, the board was very well protected, so it's rather unlikely, but there's no packaging that the post office is not capable of destroying. So it's still a possibility. Now the customer sent us the power adapter, the power brick, as I requested, because I wasn't sure if this is gonna have like a ID pin and I won't be able to charge the battery. And it kind of depends on the computer. Sometimes they will just run off the power supply, but won't charge the battery to limit the current, because the computer is not aware of what the actual output power of the adapter is, so they just keep it on the low. Some will just completely not accept any charge from the power adapter if they cannot identify it. So it kind of depends. But this is the yellow, regular yellow plug. So let's see if we can find it here. It should be this one, right? Yeah. Okay. And this gives us 15.6 volts, and the maximum current is a little over 7 amps. We have 8 milliamps, 0.1 watt. Oh, and now it jumped to 26 milliamps. So it is doing something. Dropped to 19, 20. It's kind of cycling between 19, 20, oh, 30, 60, 70, 80, 900 milliamps, 1.6 watt, jumping up to 120. And it kind of feels like it's cycling. 260, and we're down to 269 milliamps, 4.2 watts of power being drawn. So it's not charging the battery, and it dropped to 0 now. So it kind of rebooted. And now it's kind of cycling at 2-3 milliamps. So we're definitely not charging the battery. Now let's open the lid and see if there's any difference. No, still 0. It kind of seemed like it was definitely doing something. It was, it's flashing battery number 1. It's blinking, the red blinking LED for battery 1. So that's why it's not charging, I guess. There might be something wrong with the battery, but we'll see. Maybe we'll even use the battery analyzer to see what's up with the battery. And Now the power button. And we have 13 watts. We have nothing on the screen. 850 milliamps steady. 865 milliamps. 13.5 watts steady. I don't see even any blinking from the display. Let's see if this is just a backlight issue. Is there anything there? I don't see anything. And we're stuck at 900 milliamps. Caps lock is not reacting. There's a Wi-Fi light. We're at 900 milliamps, 14 watts. Let's give it a second. Because after the BIOS clearing and stuff like that, it might take few minutes or even few boot loops to start. Now we definitely have an issue with the battery, but this could have been the issue with it to begin with. We have fan starting 1 amp, and we drop to 890 milliamps now. The fans were blowing for a little while. That spike in power was probably due to fans. So we have thermal control. Still nothing on the caps lock. We have a steady 900. And again, 1 amp. The fan kicked in. So the CPU must be warming up if the fans are kicking in. So CPU is doing something, or at least it is powered. And again, fans kicking in all the way to 16 watts, and still nothing on the screen. It's not a backlight issue as far as I can tell. So just a few more minutes, just to make sure, because it could be up to like 4 minutes after the reset that it might take to boot. So just to be absolutely sure, because one time I had a Dell laptop, and those are after you reset CMOS memory, they take, I don't remember, somewhere around 5 minutes to actually do the whole reset and everything. And one time I was struggling with the laptop. I don't remember what I was doing on it, but it wouldn't boot. And then I don't remember. I think I just left it on the bench. I had to attend to something else. I came back and hey, there is an image on the screen. I just didn't wait long enough. So that's why I prefer to just eliminate that, no matter how unlikely it is. And right now it looks like it's cycling between 900 or just kind of around steady 900 milliamps. Yeah, the only reason it's jumping to 1.051 amp is because the fan is kicking in. Alrighty, so the first order of business is to eliminate the BIOS. So I loaded the original BIOS. So if we messed anything up with the BIOS, password and stuff, I think this one was with clean ME, but things happen sometimes. When we write to the chip, we do verify the data, so it's unlikely that there was a corruption during the write, but sometimes some discharge and stuff like that, who knows. So now, if it behaves the same on the old BIOS, we know this is not a BIOS issue. So then we have to just figure out what to do with this. 1 milliamp. So it's kind of doing the same thing, but before it was also trying to charge the battery, I guess. So we had a little higher power consumption. So if this was a BIOS issue on the original BIOS, we would now see some difference, right?
The power eventually.
Right. Well, let's see.
Now, if that one doesn't work, let's pogo this clean me unlock that I patched with the virtual BIOS tool because this might had extra patches on it on the password. I remember hearing
Mm-hmm.
about this, but it should work. We should be able to at least get into the BIOS and do a factory resets, and if we have to, we set a password and then remove the password, and that clears it for sure.
Right. All right. Now the power on.
Remember, it's gonna take 1 or 2 cycles because it's cleaning me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got 13 watts, 10 watts, 9 watts, 11 watts.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
cycling.
doing, and it's supposed to reboot, but sometimes it just turns off, and you have to turn it on the second time on some models.
Yeah,
So it's
we got picture.
yep.
No password yet.
Go to the BIOS. It's got no hard drive, right?
It's got no hard drive, and I'm not sure if the hard drive is even there. Checking media
Right.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah. So go
But
to the BIOS.
it didn't ask for password.
Still go into the BIOS and do a reset defaults. There it is. Security. Go to security and make sure you got the camera angle on top catching. Your camera's recording. Not for me, for the video.
Well, that's the only camera I'm using right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like an
uh,
overhead enable recording.
where's
So
the
let me go full
defaults?
screen.
I don't see the defaults here.
Usually in the boot or security. In security, maybe this like reset or in the boot exit tab. There should be a security defaults probably in the security section. Maybe. I know Dell's do, but this is a Panasonic, so I might not have it. It's an AMI. So
Load
probably just
default values in yeah. So it's in the exit menu.
yeah. Why don't you go to security and set a password, reboot, and then remove the password just to make sure it doesn't return back ever again. Because once you remove the password after setting a password, it should overwrite the error that wasn't patched.
We have password on boot enabled, password on reboot, and all enabled. Set supervisor password.
Right there, right there. Go to supervisor password. Did it have anything else on the user password?
No,
Any
it says
prompts?
create new password. So I'm just
All right,
gonna
so
do
go ahead
one,
and
two, three.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then enter and tap it again.
All right.
Now do a,
And
exit save and exit.
do I load default values?
Not yet. Want to save and exit first, and then go back into the BIOS. And now we're gonna remove the password and then load default BIOS after.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through the mechanism, make sure there's no misprogramming somewhere down the branch.
I gotta see how expensive these machines are.
They've gone down in price a little bit. You gotta remember if it's 8th gen and up, it's worth anything, something at least, because you can still use them with the latest.
Yeah, this one's Gen 7, so
So it's like borderline, like yeah, I wonder if is the socket CPU soldered? Right, it is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it can't be. I think the MK5 or 6 or 7, something like that, is the ones that have the higher up.
Do I load default values?
Remove the password first. Go back to the password area and then just set password and hit blank blank twice. You gotta type in the first password, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and now blank blank. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now go to load defaults and now save and exit. And now for our test, you want to probably unplug the power cord in the battery or CMOS reset completely, but it shouldn't come back. We already got it blanked out.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it comes back, it should be 1, 2, 3.
There you go. It's ready to boot a USB if you have a USB.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's put it back together and see if the um,
Let them know we apologize. We just overlooked the Clean Me Intel management engine.
it's only me.
Only me, right? I remembered I mentioned something about cleaning the ME. I'm like, nah, I probably won't need it. Sure enough, it did. Uh, and it's like a 10% chance it doesn't need it. It needs it. I've done so many, like out of like 20 of the ones that I've done, just a quick patch on the AMI password.
Mm-hmm.
Out of like 20 of them, maybe like 3 of them needed clean ME to get a boot. So this is one of those that it just needed an ME.
Now the worst part, putting it back together.
slowly. Oh, you know what? It is time to feed my kitties.
Oh, alrighty. Everything works as expected. We got Wi-Fi. We got sound. Keyboard works. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine. I don't see anything else wrong with it. So, what did we learn? Because we lost quite a few bucks on this, because now I have to ship it back. It's heavy. Not to mention the customer also, on top of sending the board, he had to send the machine again. So, number one, if to properly clear the BIOS password on CF54 Mark 1 or Mark 3, you need to clean management engine area. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Number two, if after trying without the clean ME and you revert the original BIOS as we did, and there was no difference, yeah, that's still a BIOS issue. Because I was convinced that this was not a BIOS issue because I just reverted the old BIOS. But BIOS will always work in conjunction or cooperate with an EC chip, maybe PCH, maybe some other peripherals or stuff like that. But especially with EC chip, right? So once we put a non-clean ME, right, the original ME, but the different password, there must have been some kind of checksum issue or something like that, and the EC chip said that sorry, we're not booting. Then after reverting the BIOS, we were still in that state because because EC was not programmed. But once we installed clean new BIOS with clean ME, then the computer takes a little while, at least 2 boot cycles, before it boots, and it seems like it programs the EC, and that's what gets the job done. So something to remember. Hopefully we didn't mess up that other one. Well, we know we didn't because we did clean the ME in that one. Power off and power off. All right, the tapping works, the buttons work, everything seems to be working perfectly fine. So we have a fix. Took a little while, but we have a fix. Sorry about that. We are deeply sorry for the inconvenience, but now we know. Now we know, and knowing is half the battle, right? Alrighty, that'll do. I'm gonna wait for the cursor to stop blinking and the computer to turn off before I take away the power because the battery is dead. Yeah, it's turning off, and we should be. I'll remove the installation media and press enter because I think it's gonna be rebooting instead of turning off. No, it turned off. Perfect. All right, this is it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you guys in the next one.